Did you mean to send me that video of a bride getting her face smashed into a cake?
Oh, sorry, Tiff. No, that was something that Danny wanted to watch.
Okay, but I feel it's necessary to tell you that I will not put up with you doing that to me at a wedding.
Do you really think I would do that to you?
With how loud you were laughing a few minutes ago, I have to say, yes. You always try to recreate things you see online that you think are funny.
Oh, come on, hon. You know that I'm not that thick.
Sometimes you are.
I can't believe you would think I'm that foolish. Our wedding day is a day to celebrate. You get to be a princess, and I get to enjoy watching you be the happiest woman in the world. That's more than enough for me.
Okay, well, just make sure you keep that in mind.
Come on. It's your special day. I love you, don't I?
Of course you do. Okay, I'm gonna finish cleaning up here, then I have to do some more planning.
Planning? What kind of planning?
Are you kidding? The wedding is only a couple of months away. There's so much I still have to do. Between planning the wedding and helping with Dad now that he's out of the hospital, I feel like I'm just drowning.
You know I can help you. Have you already taken care of the photographer?
Actually, not yet. I've emailed a few people, but none of them were available.
Leave it to me. I'll take care of that. Is there anything else I can do?
I don't think so. Most of it is the kind of stuff that you don't really care about.
Like what?
I'm working on the flowers and getting the right decorations for the actual ceremony. Dealing with the wedding venue, they apparently double booked. And the food, I've got most of the responses about the dinner, but still need about a dozen responses.
Why don't I take over for the meal?
It's almost done. It will take longer to try to switch it over to you than to just ping them a couple more times.
What about the cake?
I haven't nailed that down yet.
Why don't I take care of it?
Okay. We do have some dietary considerations, so you'll need to make sure that the cake is okay for everyone.
Okay. Send me the details and I'll make sure no one goes into anaphylactic shock on your special day.
One of my cousins has a shellfish allergy, but that shouldn't be an issue for the cake. My youngest brother has a tree nut allergy. That one is important. Please make sure no nut products are used.
I got it. If you'll handle the meals, I'll make sure the cake is perfect.
Okay, and thanks, Lance. It's actually really nice that you're taking on some of the work. I was afraid to ask you.
Why?
You've already told me that you don't really care since the wedding is more about the bride than the groom, which I don't think is true.
I just don't want you to overwork yourself. I mean, we won't be able to enjoy the wedding night if you do that.
I guess if that's the reason you're helping, I'm not gonna say no.
You know that I just can't get enough of you. Now hurry up and finish cleaning. I want to start practicing for the wedding night.
If you really want me to finish faster, you would come help with the cleanup.
I'm about to start a boss fight with friends. We should be done by the time you finish cleaning.
I guess it was reaching to think you would help.
You're so particular, and I never get it right.
Okay, go on and play. Just don't forget that you said you're taking on some of the wedding planning. If you have any trouble, let me know and I'll take over again.
Don't worry about the photographer or the cake. I'll make sure you don't have to worry about anything.
You're the best. I love you.
Don't get all mushy. You're only a couple of rooms away.
Yeah, but I really appreciate the help.
I'll bet. Now I'm gonna get to gaming.
You and your friends were watching another one of those videos, weren't you?
What makes you say that?
From the way you guys laughed and the things you were saying?
It was just a funny video, nothing more.
Okay, but I feel I need to warn you, if you do anything tomorrow, if you pull any pranks at the wedding, I'm going to leave you.
What? That's a bit melodramatic. Besides, I'm not going to do anything to embarrass the bride on her big day.
Just make sure you don't. I know the kinds of things you used to do to your siblings when you guys were growing up. And the kinds of pranks you used to pull on me when we started dating.
I know, and I definitely learned my lesson after that last one.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure since you've been watching more of those kinds of videos lately.
It's more like reminiscing than anything. I love you, and tomorrow I'm going to show you that, especially after the ceremony.
All right, I trust you. Given the time, I'm gonna head out. Enjoy the place without me for the night.
I'm gonna spend it missing you terribly. You will owe me for the missed night tomorrow.
I have something special for tomorrow night.
I'm gonna let my imagination run wild tonight then.
I love you.
Love you too.
I can't wait to be your wife. Stay safe and stay out of trouble.
No promises.
I got it. See you tomorrow. I'll be the woman in the white dress.
I'll be the handsome man standing at the end of the aisle. Now get out of here before I refuse to let you go.
Sleep well. Everything will change tomorrow. And I left you a little surprise on the bed. I can't believe the cake isn't here yet. Do you think that Lance got the information wrong? Maybe he forgot. Or he could have had them send it to the wrong place. Or maybe he sent the wrong date. Calm down, sis. The photographer's here, so clearly he had the right time and place. I can go ask him if you'd like. Yes, please. Something feels a little off. You're just stressed. Everything will be fine, and you need to finish getting ready. I'll make sure everything else is good. Okay, thank you, Tara. I hope you're right, but I have a gut feeling that something is wrong. It's just the stress, honey. I know I was the same way when I got married. Until the ceremony actually started, I just kept waiting for things to go entirely wrong. Take a couple of deep breaths. It's going to be fine. Okay, I feel better now. Good. Now I'm gonna go check on the cake. You finish getting ready and stop worrying. I'll try. How's it going in there? Pretty well, I think. I'm a little nervous, so it's hard to sit still long enough for the stylist to finish working on my hair. Okay, I hate to add on, so I want to preface this by saying everything is fine. Oh no, what do you mean? I found Lance and some of his friends. They had the wedding cake. Oh, thank goodness. You scared me there for a minute. They were acting really suspicious, like giggling and acting shady. He's been watching a lot of videos where the groom embarrasses the bride. I've told him if he does anything like that to me, I will leave him. Makes sense. I'll go confront him. No, I'll call him. He has to learn to listen. Just for the record, I never did like him, so if something goes south, I've got your back. That is not what I want to hear right before getting married. I know, I don't want you getting hurt. He said he won't do anything. I'm sure he knows that this is a deal breaker for me. Maybe I shouldn't have expected him to do anything for the wedding. Are you kidding me? He should have been happy to help. Dad just got out of the hospital a couple of months ago. Since Lance didn't want to change the date, he should have been happy to do more. He was. It was even his suggestion to take over some of the work. I know that he's a bit rough around the edges, but he's actually a really good guy. If you say so. Just make sure he can't say that he didn't know. Because if he ruins today, he's going to be in a world of hurt. That's my big sister, making sure that I have it easy. Hey, it's the least I could do after the way my friends treated you growing up. I'm just fixing past mistakes. That's sweet, but not necessary. You've been a fantastic sister since you finished college. You mean since I became a mother? Yeah. I can't deny that. It definitely gave me a different perspective. Now you go remind him not to be a douchebag on your wedding day. I'll go finish preparing the flower girl for her duties. Give Heidi a big kiss from her Auntie Tiffany. Will do. Lance, I just heard from Tara that you and some of your friends are doing something with the cake. Again, I'm going to remind you that if you plan to embarrass me in front of the guests by smashing my face into it, don't.
Of course Tara would say that. She's just trying to stir things up with us on our wedding day. Can't you see what she's doing? She's never liked me, and she's even told me that.
She admitted that to me as well. But I don't think she would actively go out of her way to hurt me.
But you think I would?
No, I don't think you would. So please realize that if you try to prank me on our wedding day, I will be very hurt.
I know, babe. You've told me 1,000,000 times. And I can't believe this is the thanks I get for helping you with the wedding.
I know, I'm sorry. It's just been so stressful. At this point, I kind of wish that it was done and we were on our honeymoon.
Now that sounds a lot more fun.
We just have to get through this stressful thing. Man, we should have just eloped.
This will be far more memorable. We'll be talking about it years from now. And just think of all the fantastic photos we'll have from this.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna finish getting ready. See you soon.
I can't wait to make you Mrs. Benson. Please, Tara, you have to let me in the room. I have to make sure my wife is okay.
Get away from my sister! She repeatedly told you not to do that, and yet you did! Now a couple of the dowels are embedded in her face.
I know. I thought it was just the color of the cake, but then I saw blood dripping down after I smashed her face into the cake.
And instead of helping her, you and your idiot friend started throwing the cake instead.
I didn't realize she was hurt.
You didn't care!
No, I care. I love Tiffany. I would never have hurt her on purpose.
She told you not to push her into the cake, but you did. So clearly you didn't care.
Please, I have to make things right. I can't do this from here.
Wait, were there nuts in this cake?
I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to what went into the cake. I wanted to make sure the cake had the right look for my prank.
You complete piece of trash! Ben has a tree nut allergy! My family is trying to find his EpiPen!
Oh no, I'll go help them.
Haven't you done enough, you mental midget? Leave my family alone!
I'm part of your family now, so of course I want to fix this. But I shouldn't leave my wife. I need to be inside to help her first.
I hear the sirens. Get away from the door so I can take my sister outside.
I'm not leaving her side, in sickness and in health, remember?
I don't remember you saying anything in the vows about stupidity and general cruelty. Now leave before I call the cops.
I won't leave. I have to be with my wife.
You are as useful as a chocolate teapot, and she does not want to see you.
If you want to get her to the EMTs, she'll have to.
Ugh! I'm calling the cops.
They can't do anything. Nothing I did was illegal.
We'll see about that. I swear you're the reason for warning signs.
Tiffany, please let me see you. I have to check to make sure you're okay.
I'm out of surgery, and they were able to save my eye. The dowel missed it by a couple of centimeters.
Phew, that's such a relief.
There are going to be scars from the 3 dowels that you impaled in my face.
I didn't do it on purpose. It was just supposed to be something funny for us to look back on years from now.
And Ben is recovering from nearly dying after the cake you threw like a child and hit him in the face.
I didn't do that on purpose either.
One thing. I told you one thing that couldn't be in the cake. But you couldn't be bothered to pay attention to that because your childish prank was more important.
I admit I should have paid more attention, but seriously, what did you expect? I mean, no one in my family has allergies, so it wasn't the first thing on my mind.
Right. So it was fine that you put 2 members of my family in danger because we don't matter.
I only endangered your brother because I wasn't careful enough.
You only endangered my brother? Oh, so I take it that if the dowel had been just a little further to the left and went through my eye, no big deal. I was never at risk, huh?
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry, I forgot about that.
You what? I can't believe that I ever agreed to marry you. Tara was absolutely right.
But you did marry me, so now your family is my family. I'll do everything in my power to take care of you and your brother now.
I think you've done enough. I swear, if brain cells had value, you would be broke.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that every time you open your mouth, you lower the IQ of the country.
Hey, that's mean.
I told you what was going to happen if you did anything. Welcome to consequences, you vacuous narcissist.
Why are you insulting me? We're married, and you will not treat your husband like this.
Oh, believe me, there will be no marriage. I wanted to trust you, but Tara knew better. She told Mom and Dad about you guys giggling. My parents went ahead and got all of the information about an annulment, just in case you pulled your stupid prank.
You can't annul our marriage. We haven't even been on the honeymoon yet. Let's go on the honeymoon first, then we can decide what to do going forward.
You really think that I want to go anywhere with you while my face has stitches?
Oh, you're right. I don't want to be seen with you while you're clearly hurt. Oh God, what if you're disfigured by this? Man, Maybe I should let you annul the marriage.
You are the worst.
I need to go rethink our relationship. If you aren't so pretty anymore, I don't know if I want to stay married.
Man, you're just spare parts, aren't you, Lance? Go do whatever you want. I really don't care.
That's a good idea.
What is?
Since I'm not sure about our relationship, I'm gonna go figure out a few things.
Bless your heart. But do you actually think I care?
I'll let you know what I decide. Hey, Tiffany. I saw you today, and I have to say, you definitely aren't as attractive now.
Do you really think it's a good idea to poke the woman you injured?
Well, you suspected that I was going to do something, so you really should have known.
I could agree with you, but then we would both be wrong. Anyway, I'm glad to hear that you don't find me as attractive anymore, because the first thing I did after leaving the hospital was to get the marriage annulled.
That's fine by me. I don't want someone with scars on her face.
Great. So we can just keep our relationship to the courts. That's outstanding.
What do you mean?
Oh, my next stop was to the police to file a report. And I have to say, your photographer was top of the line. Well done.
What are you saying?
Because he recorded the whole thing on video, as well as taking pictures. Using the footage, I was able to prove that you did it on purpose. The photographer was even kind enough to agree to say that you told him to get my face when you slammed it into the cake.
It's not like I meant to hurt you.
I have all of the records of your messages with the people who made the cake. It includes information about both the dowels and the nuts you put in the cake, as well as the texts where I told you about my brother's allergies. So you're now on the hook for a lot of medical expenses. Of course, we're gonna hit you with other emotional damages and stuff as well.
You can't do that. I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
We should have a court day in the near future. I don't mind if you don't come, since I would rather never see you again. But you never listen to me, so I know better than to hope for that.
Well, it's not like I take any pleasure at seeing such a disfigured face.
It's your own handiwork. But sure, just ignore that. From here on out, talk to my lawyer.
Oh my God, Tiffany. You look absolutely stunning. How did you fix your face?
It's called the healing process, Lance. The last time you saw me, the injuries were still healing. There are still scars, but they aren't nearly so obvious.
Wow. Maybe I should give us another chance. I may have been too quick to let you go.
Are you really saying that while we're in court suing you?
Yeah. I mean, you'll stop all of this if I take you back, right?
Do you iron your brain?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. I'll tell you what. If you will agree to the terms, I'll talk to you after this. I mean, if you just agree to pay, it will cost less than all of the time in court.
That's true. But you guys are asking for a lot.
Well, you did impale my face on the cake. And since you didn't make sure they didn't use tree nuts, it caused Ben to have a serious allergic reaction when you and your boys started throwing it. Maybe we can turn this into a learning experience. Then there may be some hope that you can be the man I need.
So if I agree to the terms, you'll give me another chance?
Of course. I just wanted you to take responsibility for what you did.
You're right. I'll do that. Then you can spend tonight showing me how much you appreciate me doing the right thing.
Oh, I absolutely will do what I can.
You have a deal. And hey, maybe we'll come out of this with a baby.
We'll see where the night goes. As soon as Lance agreed to settle, I gave him 2 minutes of my time. Just enough to say everything that I wanted to say, but wasn't too much pain to say when he smashed my face into the cake. He was shocked, which quickly turned to anger. When Lance threatened me at the courthouse, there were a lot of witnesses, including a couple of cops. He spent a few hours in jail, but his family bailed him out as soon as they could. After that, he started calling and harassing me. Of course, I got a protective order against him. Considering what he had done to hurt me at the wedding, the threats at the courthouse, and the harassment, he was given tight restrictions. Thinking that he still had a chance to win me back, he came to my work and started demanding I come talk to him. When they called security, he started throwing things at the guards. He was tased, then hauled off. He ended up getting several years in prison for assault and breaking the court order. My brother recovered just fine, although I feel bad for what he went through. I've let him come live with me while he finishes college. It's much closer to his campus. I'm dating one of the EMTs who helped to save me that day. It's too early to talk about marriage, but he not only gets along well with my family, he listens to me. And that has made him the best boyfriend I've ever had.